Okay. And welcome to First Sundays. First Sundays provides a place where we can gather to share deeply about our hopes, our dreams, our aspirations, our grief, while being guided by the four paths of creation spirituality. During our time together, we will honor each other, ourselves, our ancestors, the earth, and the universe. We will be looking at our lives and the world we live in through the lens of creation spirituality. We will spend time discussing and examining current issues and ideas as presented in the talks given at our May 2025 virtual gathering. All are welcome. This is an open and inclusive community. We invite you to participate in ways that make you feel comfortable. Please use gallery view as it is the best way to see everyone. And please use the chat button at the bottom of your screen if you have any questions, responses, or comments. And I don't have it on here anymore, but there is the two lines in the middle of the screen that you can move to the right or the left, so you can make gallery bigger, or you can make the slides bigger for your own purpose during this. And we usually meet for about 90 minutes. And our team members are Patty, E, Lori, Margie, who's not present tonight, Cheryl, and Carolyn, and Michael. Asian spirituality is the age-old tradition of listening to the story of spirit told by the creation that embodies it. We listen through deep communion with nature. We listen to the voices of mystics from all spiritual traditions, such as Rumi, Buddha, Hildegard, Black Elk, and Jesus. I'll turn it over to Carolyn to talk about the principle.
Today we're looking at the seventh principle of creation spirituality. Every one of us is an artist. Whatever the expression of our creativity, it is our prayer and it is our praise. And today we're going to be featuring actually a video from a talk I gave at the conference in May, specifically looking at the development of creation spirituality groups, group development. And so we'll also have a group discussion following that. And the video focuses on starting small groups, tools and tips for thriving small groups, and the four paths: awe, reflection, creativity, and action. And if you want to see more about those videos from that gathering, you can see that, go to this website. You can access that from the csecommunities.org website there. You can see /gathering 2025. So we invite you to look at those. Very interesting.
Thank you, Carolyn. All right, and now we would like to join the circle. As we take time to welcome each other into our circle, please introduce yourself by stating the following aloud, or if you are uncomfortable introducing yourself aloud, you can put your information into the chat box. The name that you wish to be called, the pronouns you would like used to refer to you, where on the planet you are speaking from, the names of the ancestors who live or have lived on the land on which you reside today. And if you haven't done this before, you can go to native-land.ca and put in your zip code, I believe it is, enter your location, and it'll tell you the names of the tribes that used to live on your land. So I'm Lori Crockett. I live in Winchester, Virginia, on the land, the Manahoac, the Massawomack, and I forgot the third one. Shawnee. Oh, okay. And my pronouns are she and her. And I'm glad to be here, and I will pass it to someone else. Patty, you want to go next?
Thank you. I was just updating my my screen. My name is Patty. I live in Potomac, Maryland, about 2.5 hours away from, or 2 hours away from Lori, and about 15 minutes away from Sylvia. And I live in the land that was owned by the Manahoac and the Piscataway Conoy peoples. So the Manahoacs were on both sides of the river. Lori's on the Virginia side of the river. I'm on the Maryland side of the river. So they had both sides of the river. And the Piscataway peoples went all the way up to New Jersey from Maryland. So that was a huge tribe, and they divided it up into sub-clans. So this is the Kanoi peoples were in Maryland. And I will pass it to Rolando.
Hi everyone, my name is Rolando. My pronouns are he and him. I am in the Hudson Valley, New York. And this is Lenape territory. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's nice to be here.
You pass it to someone, Rolando.
To Carolyn.
All right, thank you, Rolando. Well, my name's Carolyn Millian. I'm coming to you from Alameda, California. My pronouns are he and kin, and this is the area of the Ohlone peoples. So I'm sure you'll hear about that more from Michael.
Howdy, my name is Michael, also from the California area, Berkeley, California, and it's the Ohlone land and people, and he, him. And I'll jump to Ann Taylor.
My name is Ann Taylor. My pronouns are she and her. I'm speaking to you from Pembroke, Ontario, about an hour and 3/4 from the capital of the country, Ottawa, Canada. And we live on the Ottawa River, beautiful wide part of the river right where we are. And the original peoples here were the Algonquin Anishinaabe. And we're working hard, or I don't know if the word is hard. We're working sincerely, I believe, across the country to be on the path of reconciliation with our indigenous neighbors and teachers. I'm not sure who else is on to pass it to.
I'll go. I'm Cheryl. Hi, everybody. My name is Cheryl and I'm in Edmonds, Washington. It's just north of Seattle. Seattle is the home of the Duwamish people, like Chief Sealth is Duwamish, and Edmonds is the home of the Suquamish people. I'm going to pass to Robin.
Thank you, Cheryl. Robin Geller. I'm actually close out to where Rolando is. I'm situated in my car right now in Cross River. I just left a client in North Salem, New York, and I am presently residing in Ridgefield, Connecticut, the border of New York, really, Westchester County. I live in Fairfield County. I actually do not, in a sense, really, I have not as of yet related to, quote, the pronouns. I am born a female. And I also must say I'm kind of unfounded with understanding the indigenous grounding here. So I will not even venture. I adore natural medicine. It's a progressive art. The subject matter today is definitely, available to integrate, to continue to fine art and social work and every which way integral. Human development is just a love and a half. And I will leave that with Sylvia. Is that all right with you, Sylvia? Yeah, can we go with that rhythm?
Sylvia, unmute, honey.
Oh, I'm Sylvia Dis. I live in Potomac, near the Potomac River and Patty. My pronouns are she and her, and the land of the Piscataway Indians is my original land. So that's my story.
Thank you and welcome to everyone. All right, at this time, allow yourself to look around this virtual circle. using the gaze of darshan, making eye contact with the holiness in each other. Darshan is the loving gaze that restores both the giver and the received. Joining our circle. You are welcome in the circle. You are welcome, whoever you are, however you identify yourself racially, whoever your people are, wherever you are from, and with whatever beliefs guide you and guide the purpose of your life. Aho. At this time, we've welcomed each other into the circle. I know we have a couple of new people that just joined us, and welcome to you. We are a little bit through the process. We just finished introducing ourselves, where we live, what land we lived on, and the pronouns we use. Would you like to introduce yourself, Carol, before we continue? You have to unmute.
Okay. Yeah, I had trouble finding this. I'm sorry I'm late. I am Carol Pearson. I'm a graduate of the Creation Spirituality program, a doctorate of ministry, and I'm an author, and I'm glad to be here.
Welcome. Welcome. Okay. All right. So as we've now welcomed each other into the virtual circles, let us move more deeply into our connection with our creator or source. You're invited to take a few slow, deep breaths. Invite your body to relax and to soften anything that has become too tight within. Shake yourself out a bit. Become more comfortable in your own skin. Follow the rising and falling of your breath. Center in your personal rhythm. Invite yourself in your own way to turn your awareness to the vital life force that is within and all around you, and the vital love force that binds the universe together. Hold a moment in stillness. Let the stillness surround you. Invite yourself to become present to the deep reservoir of life that resides in this stillness. Everyone ready? You can light a real candle or hold a picture of a candle or find a candle on your cell phone or simply imagine your thumb as a candle and imagine lighting it. As a symbol of this renewed connection within our creator, if it feels comfortable to you, we invite you to light your candle. All of these lights remind us of the one light, the first light, our connection to the first beginning, the great flaring forth of creation. We now acknowledge this light and remember that everything in the known universe has its origin in a single point of light. We all stand together in the light of creation. Remembering the directions is the next part. I've kind of lost my place for some reason. Okay. We now will do the 7 sacred directions. You can move around in the room. You can stand, sit, whatever you want to do to face each of the directions as we take a moment to honor the 7 directions. Please turn to the east. We honor the direction of the east, the dawn of the day, and all of the ancestors and wisdom teachers from the east. Now, please turn to the south. We honor the direction of the south, the fullness of the day, and all of the ancestors and wisdom teachers from the south. Now, please turn to the west. We honor the direction of the West, the dimming of the day, and all the ancestors and wisdom teachers from the West. Now please turn to the North. We honor the direction of the North, the darkness of the night and the shining of the stars, and all of the ancestors and wisdom teachers of the North. And now we turn inward to honor the Creator that we experience within. As the fire of the human heart, we give thanks. Now, as we turn to look upward, we honor Creator that we experience above us in the radiance of the heavens. Now we turn to look downward, and we honor Creator that we experience below us in the firmness of the earth. Ancestors and wisdom teachers from the 7 sacred directions, we thank you for your presence during our time together. As we have now honored the 7 sacred directions in our Creator, let us remember we are all part of this vast universe around us and within us, that our home is within our Creator as we journey through life. Turn it over to Michael for our body prayer.
Thank you, Lori. So the opportunity to begin by getting our breath activated and now turning that breath into sound, and to allow the sound and song to take us to a place together. We can't sing, and you may need to slide back a slide, Lori, if you want to share that slide. We can't sing together because of the muting. You have to mute, but think about you're singing for your home and for the plants and all of creation near you, and that connects us. And the opportunity to sing together will take us to move together, and everybody can create their own moves. I'll make suggestions, but then you can create your own moves if you so desire. So I'll sing a line and we'll sing it back, and we'll just put it into practice here until we have a tune in our hearts. Weave us together, just that much. Weave us together in one great tapestry, in one great tapestry. Unique our gifts as color and texture. Unique our gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art, forming in life a work of art. So as we talk tonight about becoming artists, remembering ourselves as artists, and thinking about building community, this song came to me as a way to think about what is our goal, what is our task, and I'll sing the line, we'll sing it back again, and we'll just make sure that the tune gets established. Weave us together, weave us together in one great tapestry, in one great tapestry. Unique our gifts as color and texture, unique our gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art, forming in life a work of art. We'll start just singing along and seeing what happens when we put it together. Here we go. Weave us together in one great tapestry. Unique our gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art. And so the song's starting to right into our hearts, right into our, and I think sometimes if we add a gesture, then it allows us to learn the words, learn the song, and put it all together. So we put ourselves at this loom of life, and one arm can go out, weave, weave, weave us together. Then we take it in one great tapestry. So you see yourself putting the strings into the loom and weaving them in. So let's just put those two pieces together. Weave, weave, weave us together in one great tapestry. Now it gets harder, the harder work. Unique are gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art. Unique are gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art. Putting it together, you can make up any moves you want. These are just ideas. It's your dance. It's our prayer. You get to do what you'd like. But a starting place, and it gets us in our body. It gets us started. One-handed. Weave, weave, weave us together in one great tapestry. Unique are gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art. Weave, weave, weave us together in one great tapestry. Unique are gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art. You're on your loom. You've got your shuttles. Have fun. Here we go. Weave, weave, weave us together in one great tapestry. Unique are gifts as color and texture, forming in life a work of art. Forming in life a work of art. Carolyn.
Thank you, Michael. That was a lot of fun. We did some weaving there, didn't we? Did you have something come out of your loom? I think something might have come out of mine. Well, thank you. We know now we have gathered together in a virtual circle. We've reconnected with our connect with our Creator, and now we invite you to come as you are in this moment to take stock of what you're bringing into this circle with us today. We will be going through the 4 paths as part of this sharing together. And as you're sharing, we ask that you do use the chat boxes. Some of the responses will be read aloud. And we do ask that you remain respectful of confidentiality. And so now take a moment of silence to think about the last week, the last month since we've last met. What struck you in terms of awe, wonder, celebration? What excited you and really brought out the via positiva in you? Your heart sang with gratitude. Take a moment now, think about that, feel that for us, and share that in the chat box.
The bluebirds are feeding a fletch and stuffing themselves with mealworms from the feeder. The grandeur and beauty of Yosemite National Park. Grateful for friends and loved ones and this team. The skies are so beautiful, it's hard to think of anything else. Dipping apple slices into peanut butter and chocolate chips. Since the first Sunday in June, the school year ended. Wishing the 8th graders well as they move on to high school, the 7th graders grew before our very eyes. Gathering hanging plants for my patio. So many. Grateful for the opportunity to share with others some of my talents. The cedar waxwings eating the berries on the tree outside my window, even before they are ripe. The power of the FIFA football players and their love for their countries and their game. I got to watch an osprey make 5 separate trips to the nest with fresh fish. With 5 fish. Wow.
Well, what is a via positiva for some is a via negativa for others. And so for those poor fish, well, and for us, sometimes we also enter times of loss, times of grief. And so now we turn into those times where we want to take a moment of silence and contemplate where have we in the past week, in the past month or so, where we have experienced darkness, where we have experienced the need to let go, or mystery or loss or something that we can't quite define. Please use the chat box for your sharing.
Okay. The death of the monks in Thailand. Ambiguity and heartache of celebrating July 4th and 250th anniversary of our country. The ongoing starvation in Sudan, Gaza, and other war-torn places. The ravages of war inflicting pain on the innocent. We so need to get better. The loss of glaciers on the Olympic Mountains and the Cascade Mountains. Weeks we've experienced the death of 3 of our members, 1 in the Dominican Republic and 2 national division, even as we celebrate our 250th anniversary. I have thunder and lightning happening that is taking me out every few moments. That is why I'm coming in and out. Carol Pearson.
Love you.
Sad for the Iran team and how the USA treated them. A stain on an otherwise extremely positive experience for most of the FIFA Cup.
Fortunately, we are gifted with juices for creativity that help us move from those spaces of the via negativa. And so now we move into that space mutually together where we want to take a moment to contemplate what's happening with us in terms of our creativity, using our voices, speaking our truth, teaching, creating, giving birth. And this is also a place to speak out and support people around you who you perceive are also doing amazing creative things. And of course, non-humans as well are welcome. So again, use the chat box for our sharing.
"45 teenagers worked with 40 kids from the DC inner city. A real challenge, and they met it beautifully." This was the week of June 21st. "Setting up meditation classes at my church." "I feel so grateful for the para-educators and teachers who spoke up for a living wage at the last school board meeting." "I listened today to a session in regard to Stanislav Grof, his unfolding creativities. People finding ways to comfort one another in our grief, the support of so many friends and family. Having a piece shown in a local exhibit. Learning to knit again with my friends and laughing with them. Planting, gardening, cooking. So enjoying seeing the creativity from people around the world, sharing their excitement. Creative costumes, inventive cheers for the teams, feeling the world unite around this very ultimately creative endeavor. Vacation time to replenish creative juices."
All right, well, as we move from our space of creativity, we hope, we pray, we intend for that creativity to help transform what's around us, the reality that's around us that we create mutually with in our community. And so now take a moment to contemplate where you have experienced transformation in your life in the last week, in the last month or so. How have you acted as a prophet? Or perhaps you want to do a shout out to support others you see acting in prophetic roles who are acting to address injustice, acting to help transform our world.
Making new choices in my life. With creative folks working on the political process to preserve the environment. Stanislav Grof. And Jane Goodall. Jeremy Taylor, and Matthew Fox. Praying for our Prime Minister as he works to find ways to unify our country and to lead from a good place in a good way. So excited to see the programs at our UU Church to support so many areas of need. So grateful for all the groups out there working to promote justice and assist those in need. Lisa Oliveira. Supporting the work of the younger generation coming up behind us. Thomas Berry.
Well, let's circle around now together in prayer and hold these concerns, hold these praises and these blessings up together in community. Infinite love, eternal source, never-ending wisdom. Our physical being is born of stardust. Our immortal being lives in the breath of our Creator, and we are the beloved children of the One. You hold and welcome us as we are, your blessed and beloved creation. You join us in times when we are filled with awe, wonder, and gratitude. You comfort and connect with us when we feel alone through loss. You inspire us to bring forth essential medicine for the soul, and you offer creativity that heals and rejuvenates us. And you call us to justice making and to live beyond ourselves in service to the communities that we are a part of. And indeed, you embrace us just as we are in this moment. We are so grateful. Blessed be. Aho. Michael?
Thank you, Carolyn. So we have this beautiful image that Lori's created for us here with the weaving of the colors. And that, of course, is what the art world is always seeking to do, is to blend color and texture and shape into something beautiful. And that's what a community looks like as well. When someone takes the time to open their branches and allow a community to weave itself together and find a home in the trees, a home in their world, their neighborhood, their place, their community, their church. And I looked at this song, Forming in Life, a work of art, and it has 4 syllables, so it could be community. So we're just going to change that one word and see what happens there. I'll just review the song just so that it gets back into our heart. Weave us together in one great tapestry. Unique our gifts as color and texture, forming in life community. And so we always are trying to just throw out examples of how easy it is to do this. You take a song and you make it up and you do it again and you change the gestures or you don't and it still works. Weave us together in one great tapestry. Unique our gifts as color and texture, forming in life community. Weave us together in one great tapestry. Unique our gifts as color and texture, forming in life community. Forming in life community. Carolyn.
Oh, I love that, Michael, especially, referencing the artist and the community, and then at the end for me it's this image of a tree, and that we're all part of the same tree, this big, wonderful, beautiful, creative tree. So I think probably let's go ahead. I wish we could play the video like at 1.25, but I won't ask for that. But let's go ahead and look at the video, and then I want to share a little bit of something as well, but I'd like to get the video out there first. So again, this is from a talk from our May virtual conference from 2025. Enjoy.
Next, we're going to hear from Carolyn Millian. Hi, Carolyn. Glad you're here. Carolyn was the president of Creation Spirituality Communities for 3 whole years, ending in 2024. She has taught the CSC course on evil based on Matt Fox's book, Sins of the Spirit, Blessings of the Flesh. And she serves on the Education and Group Resources Committees of CSC. Carolyn sees her passion for music as echoing the first act of creation, vibration. Gifted with a beautiful voice, she has performed as a choral soloist and also plays in orchestra in English, horn, and oboe. Carolyn's a board-certified surgeon who has opened a new practice in Oakland, California, in colon and rectal surgery. She specializes in benign outpatient anal work and can often identify issues frequently missed by other physicians. Carolyn is our much-loved polymath and steadfast promoter of creation spirituality communities. And today, she is going to talk to us about resources that CSC can offer for individuals and for groups. Carolyn, go for it.
Thank you, Shelley. Well, I was just in a little small group that we just had, and my partner there was interested to hear that actually I met Matt by operating on him. So he freely shares that I took out his gallbladder, and that's how I met Matt in 2002. And after that, was compelled to share a dream and ended up going into the university there and obtaining my doctor of ministry degree, finished in 2005. So that's been an exciting journey, and those of you in this circle regularly know how close I feel to all of you and how important this community is to me. So thank you, Katie, for what you had to say. I wanted to do a quick follow-up on education for children because Matt has written a book, The Awe Project, and this is specifically for reinventing education. So I think this is also a good resource for children. And he talks about the 10 C's, cosmology. These are the things that need to be integrated into our educational systems. Cosmology, contemplation, creativity, chaos, compassion, courage, critical consciousness, community, ceremony or celebration, and character. Those are 10 things that are missing in our educational system. So I think you can take a look at that book if you're interested in looking a little bit more at education. I think that's a good resource for you. Well, it's in our name, isn't it? Creation, spirituality, communities. So for some of us, myself included, and the other 2 people who have helped with this presentation, Brian and Charlie Dorset, I want to do a shout out to both of you all for your help with this. I've had conversations with Charlie in which they've talked to me about how integral this small group development is for them, and all the things that we do, that this is perhaps our most essential thing, because it's in the development of these small groups that the energy and the word gets spread. So it's really important that we do this work. It's perhaps the most important cutting edge of the work that we do. And again, it's in our name, isn't it? So I've had my own experiences with small group, and my first experience was a quite profound one. Let's see if I can share my screen here. When I was in college at University of Oregon, the first day I met my roommate, Carla Albright, and before long we found that we were in simpatico. We must have known each other before, because right away people thought we were best friends and we had just met. Well, we wanted to get together and just pray, explore what we're dealing with as freshmen and pray together. So we started a prayer group from 10 to 11 every night in our dorm room, room 206. Well, my roommate, Carla, called me about a month ago. She was cleaning out her garage. And what did she find but this little itty bitty sheet of paper here showing our prayer meeting from 1977 and some of the people that attended there. You can see here are 50 people, and it was more than that, actually. And out of this prayer group that we had every night for an hour, 17 additional prayer groups started. So a lot of times these small groups can really be nidus for spreading. And they meet such an important need, that need for community. And I must say, I do feel the more regularly you meet, the more established your community will be. So I think that's an important thing for us to be aware of. So I find for myself in this box with you all, I'm really trying to recreate that rich experience I had when I was meeting with the same people an hour a day. But that's really hard to do, isn't it? But in essence, I think what we're really trying to do is replicate those deep nightly gatherings that we had in our distant past when we all were around a fire at night, when we're all in community together. I think Katie mentioned something earlier about the education. She said there are less people in church except in Africa. And I thought that was interesting because at Mark and Penny's meeting the other day, we had a gal there from Africa. And she was talking about how they don't have these problems because they're sharing in community. They don't need the insurance. If they miss something, their neighbors help them. So she was expressing a very different experience. So I don't want to say that we don't experience this anymore, because there are places around the world that do experience this, but they're far and few in between. And it's up to us now to try to recreate that kind of gathering that we need to have. In fact, the truth is we heal, grow, and transform best in community, and especially in small, committed circles. Well, COVID has shifted us more into virtual circles. And so in response to that, I don't know if Deidre's here. Deidre, hello, if you're here. She was here last night. Deidre taught a couple classes, and I'll go ahead and start with this since this is what's showing up. 10 tips for a thriving small group. So thank you, Deidre, for coming up with this in 2020. She taught a class, small group, development basic introductory class, and then she followed it up with an advanced class and had several speakers. And if I can get to that other, I'll do that in just a minute here. So 10 tips for a thriving small group. You want to have a dedicated leader. This is really important. And in fact, Deidre emphasizes that if you're a leader, you really probably need to lead for the first 6 to 12 meetings so that you're able to establish consistency and establish the rest of the things we're going to discuss right now, such as group norms. You do want to have group norms, things that you establish. What the talking stick is a norm that one could use. She also includes norms can include focusing on listening and learning, creating space for all to speak, witness, don't give advice, no interrupting, or when you're finished to say, I am complete. So these are things that you can do. You want to create a standard format. Ritual creates comfort and safety for group members. So a basic format will help people feel more comfortable. It's also easier on the leader, or if you have somebody else leading, for them to step in. You do want to set up a schedule. You want to have consistency. We had ours every night, but some of our meetings, for example, Penny and Mark's Friday meetings, they're every month. So a lot of meetings might be every month, or first Sundays or first Thursday meetings. Set a schedule. And of course, we want to add joy. I noticed it doesn't say add misery. I guess that's because misery is a given. I don't know. But, it's all about joy and misery. We can't just exclude the misery. But we do need to add joy. Include a purpose. For some groups, this might be reading a book chapter. It might be meditating or praying together, like my freshman group experience. Research shows that extraordinary groups do need a why for being together. So what might be your why? Well, books are a real common source, but also dream work. A lot of us have led dream groups or been participants in dream groups. Also drumming circles. That's another really common reason for people to kind of gather around. And that can create a container for you to further explore these creation spirituality principles. Foster relationship. Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about this creation of relationship. So I don't know that I need to say anything more about that. Opening and closing, you do want to have some consistency here. What repeatable phrases are you using to begin things and to close things? I think as a leader, you are going to want to be especially aware of body language, that you're being inclusive, that you're not excluding people, that the quiet ones are being drawn out, and somebody's a little more dominant to try to create space for the quiet ones. And then to make it sustainable, if it's going to last for a long time, you're going to need to have some pretty good support systems. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out and you'll feel unappreciated. So I think these things can help you come to a place where you have more confidence. So Deidre put together the small group toolkit. This is a resource also available to you. Look at this. There's 18 things on this list. Well, she created this in response to her class in 2020. These are all available to you. So you just have to ask. Now, a lot of these are related to the class that she taught. And so maybe it's a little less pertinent today, but a lot of it is still very pertinent. I do want to shout out to Roxanne Whitelight. She wrote her dissertation on ordination, and we on the ordination committee are so grateful to her. It's on the basis of her dissertation that we created our 7 classes for ordination. So there's a lot of really good stuff in there that you can read about. And then I also want to show, this was a very successful small group that Marcia Flagg started, actually in the same community where Mel is. Mel went there as well as myself. What she did is she thought, she didn't live in this community, but she wanted to start a spiritual group. So she went to a retirement village. Now, where Mel is, it's 40,000 people. That's a heck of a lot. But the point is, you could go to a retirement community where you are, or you could go to some other kind of community and go ahead, identify what people are deeply interested in and discussing or learning about. Of course, for us, it's going to be the principles of creation spirituality. You might want to select a concise, well-written, stimulating book. She did this. She had 2 sessions a month. The first session would be on a ritual. There was a ritual we gather around, actually have kind of like you might expect from church, but it was interfaith, of course. And then the second monthly meeting was around a book. So we spent 2 or 3 months on a book as well. You want to have a nice conducive location, like our prayer group. Well, it was a little bit problematic in our little room 207 because sometimes we had 16 or 20 people in there. So you do want to have a conducive location. She said something about creating a flyer. Of course, these days we want to also use other forms of media. But you can identify a community around you and take initiative to go ahead and start your own group there. Well, how are you going to sustain that small group? She's done a fabulous job of sustaining it. Well, leader dedication. Without dedication of the leader, you're a little bit stuck out of the gate. So, if you're the leader, you got to have a big heart for this. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have a big heart for this. So a clear format with thought-provoking questions are critical. Inputs and evaluations for the group is necessary. That's something else I want to underscore is the importance of input and evaluations. So after you've been in your group for a while, it is important to make sure that you give people a chance to reflect back, and evaluations can be a useful way to do that. So building community with hospitality, safe sharing, and identifying conclusions is vital to inner awareness, changing, and consciousness. So what can a small group do for you? Well, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the truth is we best heal in community. In a creation spirituality small group, you receive a safe place to be seen, to question, to share joy and sorrow, and to rediscover yourself as a beloved part of the web of life. And these circles are not about dogma or hierarchy. They are containers of trust, compassion, and courage. Places where the 4 paths of creation spirituality come alive: awe, reflection, creativity, and action. You are not alone. In a small group, you have companions who listen deeply, challenge deeply, and help anchor you in a rhythm of spiritual practice. Our greatest visions are only as strong as our roots. Big gatherings, beautiful ideas, and online connection do matter. The local face-to-face action is where change becomes real. Small groups let us turn sacred ideas into sacred deeds, sharing meals, organizing service, holding vigil for the hurting, celebrating milestones, advocating for justice. Every major movement, including creation spirituality, grows outward from these small local seeds. With that, I want to go ahead and share So this is Brian's quick and dirty, quick start to CSC small group. Why am I starting a group? Who might I invite? What is my first meeting's intentions and themes? Where and when do we meet? What materials or resources do I need? And how will I follow up? A sample outline, and you'll see this in a minute here on the document that I helped create. You have a check-in, you have your intention, your practice, your discussion, and your closure. This is a general format. I have in the appendix of my document the respect covenant in PDF form. So what you truly gain by being part of Creation Spirituality small group, you receive a safe, sacred space to be fully seen and heard. No mask, no judgment. In that circle, you find companions for the spiritual journey who share your awe, your questions, your grief, and your longing for justice. Together, you move beyond ideals into embodied practice, meditating, creating, serving, and acting for the earth right where you live. Small groups turn vision into reality. They help us anchor our values, care for one another, and healing to our world. In a small group, you're not just learning about creation spirituality, you're living it. And this is the document, the last document I'll go over. I'm not going to do much detail because the content, I've really pretty much already given you the introduction. What is community and how do we establish it? Okay. Asking yourself as you're getting ready to start something, asking your questions. Why do you want to start as a Creation Spirituality group? What do you hope to gain? Other questions. And we talked about the importance of preparing the space. And I'll just finish up by showing here. You have your structure, duration, and content, those 5 things that we talked about earlier on Brian's quick and dirty list. Recruitment and growth. Be sure you're hitting up your social networks, Blue Sky, etc. Here's some pro tips. Be sure you're rotating leadership, offer refreshments, preview upcoming topics, and make your group, whether it's digital or in person, welcoming and engaging, not just informational. More information here about group dynamics and measuring success, evaluations, and final thoughts. So our most urgent call is to serve the earth and one another in community. CS groups help us weave together hope, wisdom, and action for a better world. You have here personnel resources. A special thanks to Brian Dorsett. Thank you. A lot of the words that came out of my mouth were Brian's words, or they might have been Charlie's. Anyway, thank you to both Charlie and Brian for helping with this. And you see contact information there for if you want small group resources, you can contact any of us. And here's a PDF format of the respect guidelines. All right. And with that, thank you, Shelley.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And with all of that, Carolyn, we'll have all of these available for folks, correct? In a space where they can access it, or we can email it to folks afterwards.
We will email it upon request. Yeah,
And
it's not posted. We may eventually, we do hope some point to have resources, but at this point, those resources are available upon request.
that's fantastic. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to hear from Carolyn Millian. Hi, Carolyn. Glad you're here. Carolyn was the
We're going
president
to
of
go ahead
and 3 whole
turn
years.
Shelley off.
In 2024.
Thank you for that.
She has taught the secrets of force on evil based
I'm
on
glad
Matt
I
Fox.
didn't have to try to do that twice. So I thought it was interesting that this landed on the 7th month, which is that everyone is an artist. Because I've been so taken recently by The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And I'm pretty sure some of you are familiar already with this book that was published, sorry, it's so fuzzy here, in 1992. But I did want to do a few quotes from her because I feel like she really just helps to crystallize a little bit more the value of the small group in terms of also bringing the artist out in each of us. And that is part of what we're about today, is bringing the artist out in each other. So I just have 3 short quotes from Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. We are meant to midwife dreams for one another. We cannot labor in place of one another, but we can support the labor that each must undertake to birth his or her art and foster it to maturity. For it is for all these reasons that the sacred circle must exist in any place of creation. It is this protective ring, this soul boundary that enlivens us at our highest level. By drawing and acknowledging the sacred circle, we declare principles to be above personalities. We invite a spirit of service to the highest good and a faith in the accomplishment of our own good in the midst of our fellows. And in speaking more about this sacred circle, she brings up this idea of creative clusters that can kind of emerge from these sacred circles. And so to read a little more on that, when people ask me what I think is the single most important factor in any artist's sustained productivity, I know I'm supposed to say something like solitude or an independent income or childcare. All of these things are good, and many people have said so, but what I think is better and more important than any of these things is what I call a believing mirror. Put simply, a believing mirror is a friend to your creativity, someone who believes in you and your creativity. As artists, we can consciously build what I call creative clusters, a sacred circle of believing mirrors to potentiate each other's growth, to mirror a yes to each other's creativity. In my experience, we can benefit greatly from the support of others who share our dreams of living a fuller life. And finally, one more quote. I have been teaching the artist's way for a long time. I've discovered that while I don't believe in a quick fix, rapid and sustained creative gains can be made, especially if people are willing to band together in clusters. When I travel to teach, it is with the goal of leaving creative clusters behind me in each locale so that people can work together to nurture and support each other over the long haul. So thank you, Julia Cameron. Some beautiful words from her. And with that, I want to open up the floor and just ask for some reactions, questions, responses. I think with our circle this small, we should be able to just, do we need to go into small groups?
We should have small group
Yeah, I
sharing.
don't think we really need to. So let's just open up the floor and feel free to unmute yourself.
Do you want to go over the respect guidelines?
Well, if they're listed, we can. I think. Go ahead, Cheryl. I think
Lori,
you're all familiar, I think, with them.
Yeah, Lori, just I have a quick question. There's 1, 2, 3, 9 of us here. Can we just split into 2 groups?
We should have some small group sharing and then come back together. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you break us, Lori, honey?
And then if you want to go, Lori, honey. So why don't you, Lori, go ahead and get it set up for two groups. Meanwhile, be sure that you're following those respect guidelines. And I think she did just show the question, but something about the artist in you. Can we see that? Or that was real quick. Where do you see yourself as an artist making? There you are. So enjoy your small group.
Yeah.
See if I can figure out how to do this.
While you're doing that, I'll read the respect guidelines.
Thank you.
Responsibility for what you say and feel without blaming others. E, use empathetic listening. S, be sensitive to differences in communication styles. P, ponder what you hear and feel before you speak. E, examine your own assumptions and perceptions. C, keep confidentiality. T, trust ambiguity because we are not here to debate who is right or wrong. Thank you to Eric Law for these respect guidelines. Okay. See you later. What happened here?
Welcome back, everyone. I've, in the meantime, lost my computer, so I'm on my phone. Were there any shout outs you want to share with the whole group about learnings in our small group? Unmute and let us know. Do a little sharing if you like. And it's okay not to as well. The hour is late, and you know, what can I say?
Rolando, I think is gonna ask for the package, the group package thing. We need
Yeah,
to be able to send that to Rolando.
Yeah, well, I think my understanding is we may send that out to everyone, at least as part of the follow-up. So we'll want to talk
good.
to Brian Dorset about getting that included, definitely.
Good.
So
Good.
yes, definitely.
And
there's-
also Carol Kilby and Stephen Martin's new book on Becoming the Change, Evolutionary Rituals Based on Cosmology. I haven't got mine yet. And it turns out it was published last month and I didn't get it. So anyway.
Yeah, I feel like I ordered something, or I don't know.
So
yeah. All right. Well, let's circle around now. I think if you want to go ahead and make a contribution, we do have that option for you. The easiest thing would be just to go to the website. You don't have to put that up there, Lori, if you don't want to.
I'm sorry. It's supposed to be up there, but it has the wrong address on it. I was going to say, but you can't see the slide.
Well, if anybody here is just got a burning desire to write a check and send it by snail mail, raise your hand and you let us know, because we want to make sure that you have your opportunities. But otherwise, we do have the donate option on the website at cscommunities.org. So that's probably the easiest way to go about it. And with that, I think we are ready to turn it back to you, Lori.
Yes. Can the majority of you see the slides?
no, the slides are not up yet, honey.
That's what happened when I had to go out of here. We have 2 slides left to extinguish the candle and to bless each other as we leave this virtual circle. And I'm not sure how I'm going to pull.
Let's just do it. You know how to do it, honey.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. As we come to the end of our time together, take your candle and transfer the light to your heart and send it forth to bless those who need blessings. Do you see it now? Now extinguish the flame, even as our connection continues in spirit. All right. And the last one, we like to take a moment to bless each other as we leave. Keeping yourself muted, put both your hands over your heart and repeat after me. The truth of my being is as radiant as a star.
The truth of my being is as radiant as a star.
The love within me is stronger than any other force in the universe.
The love within me is stronger than any other force in the universe.
I am a beloved blessing of the Creator.
I'm a beloved blessing of the Creator.
Aho. Blessed be.
Aho. Blessed be.
Okay, now you may unmute yourself. Make sure you're on gallery view so that we can all see each other. Keep one hand on your heart and extend the other so that we can all bless each other. Okay, and repeat after me. The truth of your being is as radiant as a star.
The truth
of your being is as radiant as a star.
The love within you is stronger than any other force in the universe.
The love
within you is stronger than any other force in the universe.
You are a beloved blessing of the Creator.
You are a beloved blessing of the Creator.
Blessed be. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
A couple more slides if you want a quick announcement. Patty, you want to announce the gathering in the fall?
Yes, Creation Spirituality Communities will gather in person as well as on Zoom, October 30th, 31st, and November 1st. And the registration package for you to connect with that is going to come out within the next 2 weeks. We're still working furiously on it. And we hope all of you would join us together with that. It's going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. In case you happen to be in the neighborhood, Lori and I will be in St. Louis for the event. But last year's June event had over 100 people online, so that's okay too. It's wonderful if you can join us online. And we have a wonderful lineup of speakers, at least Matthew Fox and Brian Swim and about 10 other wonderful, wonderful, wonderful speakers. So think about it, okay? You heard it here.
Okay. And also, if you go to CS Communities to the webpage, you can look under the events title at the top and pull it down and find the calendar, which has a number of upcoming events on it. Song Paths, I don't think they're going on during the summer, but we are first Sunday of August and first Thursdays and the first Thursday of August. And then CS Communities has an upcoming class called Cultivating Your Inner Tree of Life. And you can go on to the CSC community. New something is coming up, and I don't have the dates. You're gonna have to check on the calendar. Dancing in Balance with the Earth. It's going to be a 1 p.m. Eastern on no, that's Pacific, so that would be what, 4 o'clock.
4 p.m.
Yeah, on Tuesdays, starting very soon. And that will be led by our wonderful Judy Shook. She'll be doing that. So that's some of our upcoming events. Okay, and I'm done with all of that. Thank you, everyone, for being
And
here.
now that you've registered for First Sunday for this Zoom link, you should be getting the weekly dispatch that comes out, and it will have all the announcements and the links on how to get into everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So good to see you again, Carol. Really wonderful to see you.
You too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for being
Thank
here.
you, and Cheryl and Rolando.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you,
And everybody.
thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Lori, for running the
Thank
show
you.
here.
Thank you, Carolyn. Great presentation.
Yes, yes.
Love-
Especially love the video part.
Great job. Yeah.
Okay.
Rolando, what's your cat's name?
What is the cat's name, Rolando?
Figaro.
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 Sylvia's cat is Mondragon, and Mondragon is going to be jealous because Figaro was on Zoom and Mondragon wasn't.
Next time.
Okay.
We love having cats join us. Don't we?
Good thing that my dogs didn't try to get on camera as well.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Good night,
see you all.
everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you for coming.
Thank you.
Good night.
I don't.
Oh, wow. How wonderful.
Great, great, great.
Okay, Lori, are we going to have a debriefing?
All right.
I would like to figure out why I lost the slides and how I would have gotten
I need to
back
take
up.
off because I got to go somewhere.
All right,
Okay,
great,
all right.
great
Thank you,
job,
Carolyn. Great
Thank
job.
you so much.
Ciao. That was
Okay,
Night, night.
thank you. So
Okay.
what the hell happened?
What happened? Why the slides disappeared? I really don't know, but it's kind of like what happened before.
Are you
where
sharing? Did you have to reshare maybe or something?
I didn't, and it's just gone. And I have to pull down the thing that only pops up every once in a while when it feels like it, and redo the show presenter view and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
High
God.
presenter view. It's just nuts how it just disappeared on me.
So this
Let's see.
time it disappeared because we went into breakout groups?
Yes. Can you see it now?
No.
Okay. Yeah, after breakout groups, that was it. I'd have to do something different that I'm not sure what it would
So
be.
they have changed the controls. This is what's this is telling us. They've changed the controls, not only if you dare to show a video, but now even if you go to breakout groups.
Yeah, breakout groups undid it. Okay, so now let's see. I'm going to just try this from current slide. And then I have to go back to show presenter view. Are you seeing it now?
Not yet.
Wow, wow, well, see, so that's something to do with the share screen portion, which I have to find the control for. You know, like I said, they always disappear. But yeah, once we finish breakout rooms, that just messed it all up. Let's see. Add presenter view, end show. Okay.
You don't
Now
want
if
to
I go to Zoom,
You weren't finished.
it still says it says pause. No, it says stop. Oh, I need to stop recording anyway.